Hello and welcome along to our annual excitement train chugging along to its second zone, a day that seeks more twists and turns. And going by what has transpired in the previous 2 years of this zone, it won't be over until it will be over. So buckle up as a fascinating bunch gets together today with storied history behind each one of them, as I'll tell when I introduce them in some time from now. This is the West Zone final of the 13th Udaan Business Leadership Quiz. It's organized by Steel Authority of India Limited, National HRD Network Ranchi Chapter, and National HRD Network. Unlike the two bookie favorite qualifying from the East Zone yesterday, today is going to be a tricky wager. The consistency and quality of each of today's contenders makes today's odds fairly even. Stewarding through this flight of fancy answers in Udaan is me, your host and quizmaster Ajay Punya. Now, join me in welcoming our six worthy West Zone contestants who have reached here after years of hard work and smart work, including in the two quick preliminary rounds. As participant one is a player who's had a roller coaster of a journey in the West Zone, a comfortable winner in 2021, third in 2022, missing out on the last question, and now he is back again with the title in his mind and in his sight. He is Shantanu Sharma from Avid Learning. So last year, when Shantanu missed, our next player was the one who hit, qualifying on the last question in 2021, qualifying on the last question in 2022. He really saves his legs for the sprint at the end. He is Rajarshi Chanda from Fujitsu. Made a forgettable debut at Udaan last year, but I'm certain he is back wiser and better prepared. Our first of four from the same organization, this is Ayman Ali from Sale Bhilai. As participant four, first time in Udaan Zonal Final, but a quizzer par excellence. This is Ashish Agarwal, also from Sale Bhilai. Our penultimate participant is another debutant at Udaan, but rising with the burgeoning quizzing community at Sale Bhilai. This is Himanshu Verma. And finally, it has been a very interesting journey for the upcoming player, fourth in 2020, fourth again in 2022, and he wasn't going to be in the starting lineup today as he was initially in the reserve list only. But now that the opportunity has presented itself, he'll be hoping for a hop, skip, and jump into the top two. He is Vikas Piprani from Sale Bhilai. Welcome all of you. The trend as our players from the West might want to reverse, no matter who wins today, is that Udaan is yet to see a winner or even a national runner-up coming from the West. So I would encourage you to take that as a micro mini 70-minute pep talk to shine under the spotlight at the national final, whoever goes on from here. For now, I'd like to welcome the two pillars of strength of Udaan. Firstly, Shri Ashish Chakrabarti, Executive Director, HRD, MTI, SAIL. Sir, pleased to have you here with us again today. If you may please address the gathering.
Very good evening. So nice to meet you, Ajay, once again, and your team. And Dhananjay Singh Saab, namaskar. And it's a wonderful to be with such a young, bright boys with you, and you feel that yes, my age should have come down. Yes, such a young group is there, and I must congratulate them for the getting through into this zonal round. I wish them all the success so that it's really become competitive and everybody should enjoy the participation. Everybody should enjoy that quizzing. Quizzing context, and it's definitely will be a great journey with Ajay. And I understand that since last 12 years it is running, and every year the participation is going up. So I understand the popularity of the this total corporate quizzing events, and it's a really very unique platform, I can say, in our country. I don't know where it is like this, and all credit goes to definitely Ajay Punia and his team. And thank you for National HRD Network, Dhananjay Singh ji and his team, so that we could collectively made this platform. I understand that all young guys, you people also be happy to be the part of it, and I expect that every year this participation should continue. And one responsibility I like to give you is not that only you, rather you please propagate this platform so that everybody in the plant and you in your working area should know, and please encourage the juniors to participate. Winning and losing is not the main objective is that it's a knowledge sharing, knowledge enhancement, and people should participate. So that responsibility I just want to entrust with the participants, so that spread this message, encourage your juniors to join. So with this, I wish you all the best. So let's have a good fight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, sir. And now, Mr. Dhananjay Singh, Director General, National HRD Network, sir, may we have you address the gathering?
Thank you so much, Ajay ji, respected Ashish ji, Ajay ji, our quiz master, and all our esteemed participants. It's a very, very important day for all of us because yesterday we had the Eastern Zonal rounds, and today we are going to witness the Western Zonal rounds. And this national competition has hosted the best of the best participants from across the country, from various industries and organizations. And rightly, Ajay ji said, Western Zone is always very, very competitive, and we really look forward to. We want to wish you all the best of the luck, and I'm sure that it will be not only very, very competitive, but this quizzing, which is a part of infotainment, where in a very light way, we don't know how we learn in the process. So I'm sure we are under very able guidance and leadership of Ajay ji and the team for leading this. And my best wishes to the regional winners who are going to join us in the national finals, and the ones, our six participants who are here today competing for the championship at the zonal level. So best wishes once again, and we look forward to the initiative and the quiz which will unfold in front of us. Over to Ajay ji, please. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so very much, sir. Their words will certainly resonate with each of the contestants, for they get ready for an enthralling performance. So players, right at the very outset, please be clear. If you want to see my pretty face again in the national final, along with the lesser matter of cash prizes on offer, you must finish in the top two. Couple of you, Rajarshi and Shantanu, have done that previously, have seen my pretty face repeatedly in the same season. I think I've overdone that joke. But yeah, anyway, but the boys from Bhilai might want to stop the two of you from emulating your own past performance. But the fact that you've reached here, you will receive a prize of rupees 5,000. But if you can shoulder the expectations of all those who are burdening your shoulders with expectations and finish amongst the top two, you will, like I said earlier, qualify for the final and will be rewarded with rupees 25,000 and rupees 15,000 respectively as well. So big prizes on offer. And so judge me as much as you want as the song that is currently playing on loop in my playlist begins. 1, 2, 3, go. Here we go to a quiz with dollops of nerve-wracking, focus demanding, and problem-solving questions seeking answers spread over 4 rounds. It's time for round 1. And it's called Super Over. There are going to be 6 questions, all on the buzzer. So unlike a match of cricket where the super over comes at the end, it's flipping the game around. We'll start right from the super over. So in this, you'll get 15 seconds per question, and all of you welcome to hit the buzzer. If you think you know the answer, hit the buzzer. Each question has 2 answers, with the last few letters of the first answer that will be masked as X, beginning being the first few letters of the second answer, which will be masked as Y. Now, when you're answering, before you answer, you can say super or safe. When you say super, you're giving both answers. 10 points for the first correct, 5 points for the second correct. But if you give one right, one wrong, plus 10, minus 5, you get both wrong, minus 5, minus 5. And if you're playing safe, or if you forget to say super, then you give me that one answer that you're giving. Instead of both answers, you'll have to say super. One answer, you can play safe or forget to say super. In either cases, 10 points if you're right, minus 5 if you're wrong. And if there's only one last answer that's left to be answered from after one of you has given an answer for one of the 2 answers, then the second one, whoever's on the buzzer, will then answer the other one for plus 5 and minus 5. If, however, your answer has already been given by a previous player on the buzzer, then you're more than welcome to say pass. In that case, you don't gain points, obviously, because you're not answering anything, but you don't lose points because you're not even attempting it. So if your answer has already been given, you can always say pass. And then I move on to the next one on the buzzer till somebody attempts the other answer or the other answer that is remaining. Right? So 6 questions coming, each with 2 answers. We'll start with the first one. Good luck, all of you. Look at the 2 visuals. And my question, this is the debut book of ZK4, whose bio reads investigative reporter for Bloomberg. The disgraced X graces the cover of the book. 3-word answer, 3, 7, and 5. On the right, a conscious clothing kids wear Y gets its portmanteau name from this cat and its relationship with the lady, both of whom you see in the visual. That's 8 letters. On the buzzer first is Vikas. Yes, Vikas, super or safe?
Go safe with Y.
Okay,
This is sunshine.
that is incorrect. That's a minus 5 to Vikas. I'll move on to Eman.
Play safe. The Y is Edamama.
Edamama,
X
that is correct. That's 10 points to Eman. We'll move on to Himanshu. Himanshu, do you have X? Himanshu? Okay, not saying anything. I'll move on. Ashish,
Yeah. I
Ashish,
was
do you
mute. I
have
was mute.
X?
I'll take a guess on X. This is Sam Baker Friedman, the cryptocurrency guy who basically was arrested.
I'll give that to you. You were close enough. At least got the initials correct. So that's 5 points to Ashish. It is Sam Bankman-Fried and Edamama, which is the brand that's created by Alia Bhatt and it's named after Edward the cat and Alia Bhatt as its mama, right? So Edamama. Okay, so that's 10 points to Eman, 5 points to Ashish, but a minus 5 to Vikas. We'll move on now to question number 2. Here's question number 2. One of the first personnel management departments in corporate sector started at this company X in 1900, soon after Lena Harvey Tracy was appointed the company's welfare director. So 3-letter answer. When Y lent $440 million to Greensill Capital, it then lent it to a construction company, Katerra, backed by SoftBank. Both Katerra and Greensill collapsed, and so Y wanted its money back from SoftBank. Then Y also collapsed and has since been acquired in a state-supported rescue by UBS, of which still SoftBank is a client, thus putting them in kind of a legal trouble. So 2-word answer, 6 and 6. On the buzzer first is Rajarshi. Super or safe?
Oh, yes, Ajay. I'll play safe. I'll go for
Okay.
X. X is NCR, National Cash Register.
That is correct. That's 10 points to Rajarshi. Next up is Eman. Eman, do you have Y?
Yeah, I'll play for Y. Is it Credit Suisse?
That is correct. Absolutely. NCR and Credit Suisse. So very interesting how that worked out. They lent money and then both the companies and that company further lent into somebody else and both the companies collapsed. Then the original company collapsed and all of them have the same client. And when they were collapsed, they were purchased by UBS for over $3 billion, for whom SoftBank is a client. And so it's kind of a very weird mix there. So that's the answer that I was looking for. That's well done, both of you. Rajarshi, that's 10 points. And Eman, that's 5 points to you. Well done. Now to question number 3. Look at the two visuals. There'll be one more visual coming on the right, and that's this one. And now for the questions. Hailing from Bihar, X is a first-gen entrepreneur who often posts learnings from his life on his social media, including a bio that can be translated as, if you don't dream, how will you fulfill your dreams? 2 words, 4 and 7. The eponymous brand Y, now under Unilever, originally started in the 1780s in London, which is commemorated in the plaque, which was the first picture. They would give this card in the second picture to neighborhoods to display if people wanted their salesman to call. On the buzzer first is Rajarshi. Super or safe?
Bit of a dilemma here. I'll try a super, Jay.
Okay, go for it.
So X is Anil Agarwal
Okay.
and Y is Walls.
Walls. What is Walls about?
As in quality walls, because you mentioned, I'm just going by the Unilever and WAL, where Agarwal ends.
So what is Walls? What do they do?
Walls as in quality walls, Walls ice cream, Walls
That is correct.
frozen
So
dessert.
Quality Walls is their partnership in India with Quality. Otherwise, it's Walls
Right.
globally.
It's Walls
It
everywhere.
was created by Richard Wall, and their grandson took over, Thomas Wall, and all of them based out of London. Started out in 18th century. That is correct. So this is Anil Agarwal and Walls. Those were the two answers. That's very well played, Rajarshi. Both answers coming your way. Full super over there. So that's 15 points. So very well played. 15 points to Rajarshi, Anil Agarwal and Walls. We'll move on to question number 4. Look at the visual first. Now my question. A century-old retailer incorporated during the Swadeshi movement. Its first store was set up by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Jamshedji Tata. Madhu Chandak, Manjari Chandak and Jyoti Kabra bought its parent company in 2015. They are the daughters of X. 2 words, 11 and 6. On the right, Y's co-founder and chairman was the first Ekin. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. I couldn't find it either. But this name was chosen because their sales reps had to know the product backwards and forwards. That's 4 letters. On the buzzer first is Rajarshi. Super or safe, Rajarshi?
Uh, I'll go for safe. I'll
X
say
for
Y
Y.
is IKEA.
Y
IKEA.
is Nike. That is correct.
No.
Yeah, that is correct. That's
Yeah.
that's
So
10 points to you for that, Rajarshi. Did I get something wrong here?
no. I was thinking of X as well, but I'll play safe.
You said safe, right?
Yes, I said safe. Yeah.
Okay, the reactions kind of suggest I got something wrong. Did I miss
No.
out on
I wasn't too mind. Sorry, my mistake.
No, but you said he didn't say Nike, I suppose.
He said
I said
IKEA.
Nike.
No, you didn't say Nike. You said a different
You
company.
said IKEA. I heard
said
IKEA.
IKEA.
Okay.
Even I heard IKEA.
Yeah, I heard IKEA.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
mixed up. Ekin is
All
Nike
right.
spelled backwards,
No,
but
all
I
right,
don't know.
Rajarshi.
Okay,
Hold
no
on.
problem.
We'll go to Shantanu
no
for the
problem.
next one on the buzzer.
No problem.
Shantanu, what's your answer for the other one? Are
I
you
had
giving me
Y.
the other one? You don't have
I
to.
had Y. I had Y only.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so in this case, close pronunciation. And Rajarshi, do you think you said IKEA and not?
No, I saw this Nike spelled backward, but somehow I think I mixed up the two. My mistake.
He said IKEA. That is, and I
I
am
know.
second on the bus.
I had Nike in my mind, but I said
Okay,
said
perhaps
something.
the close pronunciations got me wrong.
Yeah.
And Rajarshi, if you are admitting that you did say IKEA, then
Yeah.
I will have to give you a negative.
No. That's fine.
Okay.
That's absolutely okay.
Cool. So that's a -5 to Rajarshi. And that's about it. Shantanu didn't want to give the other one anyway. So we'll close it. That's a -5 to Rajarshi on this one. The other answer that I was looking for
Is
is
it Gandhiji?
Radhakishan Damani, right? So Radhakishan Damani, the three daughters of Radhakishan Damani who bought the Bombay store, and Nike, which is EKIN in reverse, essentially. So wanted to know the company both backwards and forwards. So EKINs are essentially employees that help educate retailers and consumers about their product and brand history. So that's just -5 on this question to Rajarshi. We'll move on to the next one. Here's number 5. Offering two services for users, standard position service for civilian users and restricted service for strategic users. What system was created by ISRO when US denied India access to GPS during the Kargil War? That's 5 letters. Founded as Voice of Montreal in 1994 in Montreal, Canada, Y adopted its current name in 1996 and relocated to New York in 1999. In 2017, after getting funding from a PE firm, it was worth 5.7 billion. But today, by most accounts, it's worth a tiny fraction of that and went belly up in May earlier this year. That's 4 letters. On the buzzer is Eman. Super or safe?
I'll play super. I
Sure.
think the X is the Navic, Navic, and the second, the magazine is Vice magazine, Vice, Vice.
That is super. That is indeed the answers that I was looking for. That's well done, Eman. That's 15 points to you. Navik as in navigation with Indian constellation, developed by ISRO, and Vice magazine that declared bankruptcy earlier this year. They originally started out as Voice of Montreal, right? So that's well done to Eman, gets you 15 points. Very good. We'll move on to our final question for round 1. X that has made multiple pivots in its successful journey once required users to install a browser called Applet. It even toyed with a hardware project, Griffin, but was cancelled last minute. And in 2009, it ran an open $1 million competition for anyone to better their software, which was won by Belcor's Pragmatic Chaos team. That's a 7-letter answer. On the right, coming back to India after a stint in Madras-based travel company, these are the OTA Y's ex-IIT Kanpur co-founders in their early days. On the buzzer is Shantanu. Super or safe, Shantanu?
I'll play safe.
Right. X or Y?
I'll play Y.
Is?
I'll go with Ixigo.
That is correct. Shantanu, that's well done. Gets you 10 points. I go to Ashish next. Ashish, do you have X?
No, I was going for Y Ixigo only.
I'll move on to Vikas. Vikas, do you have X?
I was going for Y only.
All right. So there's nobody else, but you should have gone for X.
Is
Ends
it
with
is it Newton X?
no. It's something that all of you are very familiar with. This is Netflix. This is Netflix and Ixigo, and you can see the reaction of everybody. This is the one they should have really gone for. And so that's how this was essentially about the recommendation engine, to come up with an amazing recommendation engine. And just in case, if you're interested, this was the winning entry. This was the equation that they gave, which is what the Netflix's recommendation engine is all about. Right. So that's the end of swashbuckling start, for which I'm glad I prepped our West Zone players for when we began. That's 10 points towards the end. If I missed out, I don't remember if I announced that, but that's 10 points to Shantanu on that last answer there. And those were Ixigo founders, Alok and Rajneesh, in their early days. So those were the 2 answers that I was looking for. But that's 10 points to Shantanu, and that's the end of round 1. Over the years, we've seen how West Zone generally takes a very cautious approach at the start, but this time is different. And for now, that hustle and bustle demands a check of who stands where after round 1. We'll see that on the scoreboard, but that's after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Exactly what I spoke of. We have Shantanu, who's currently on 10, Rajarshi, who's currently second with a score of 20, Eman Ali from Sale Bhilai with 30 and now leading, Ashish from Bhilai at 5, Himanshu from Bhilai yet to open his account, and Vikas starting with a -5. An early advantage there for Eman and Rajarshi, which is good to have, but is neither necessary nor sufficient. For there's lots to play for and a lot to play with as we move on to the second part of our 4-part quiz. Here's round number 2, and this is going to be a crossword. There are 5 questions, all on the buzzer in a crossword. 15 seconds of time, and you'll have 3 buzzers per question. Points for every buzzer that you, for every participant that's on the buzzer, that's +10 if you're right, -5 if you're incorrect, and I'll only allow for 3 of you to give the answer on the buzzer. So if you're all set, this is the crossword that requires to be solved. We'll go in order. We'll start with the first one. It's an 8-letter answer. It's an 8-letter answer. Here is my question. These are all terms employed in the process of what? On the buzzer is Rajarshi. Yes, Rajarshi.
Yeah, I will say takeover.
Why would you say that?
So poison pill is a form of takeover. I think bear hug is a form of takeover. Not very sure about Godfather. I think that's making an offer you cannot refuse. So it's a Godfather offer. Not sure of the first one.
All right. So all of these you think are collectively the takeovers?
Takeovers, yes.
That is correct. That's the answer. Dawn raids, green mail, poison pill, bear hug, Godfather are all kinds of various terms used in the process of takeovers from of one company taking over another one. That's 10 points to Rajarshi, and you're now in joint lead alongside Eman. So that's well done. 10 points, Rajarshi. We'll move on to placing takeover. Now we go to 2 across first, then we'll go 2 down. So 2 across is a 6-letter answer. Here's my question. Which app recently became the first non-game app to reach $10 billion in lifetime consumer spending across the App Store and Play Store, taking only 15 months to get to $10 billion from $5 billion, thanks to users purchasing an in-app currency called coins? On the buzzer first is Ashish.
I'll say, like, not fitting.
Quick.
I'll pass. I was saying something else.
There's a -5, Ashish. You can't really pass. -5. Question goes to Eman.
I'll take a guess. Is it TikTok?
It is TikTok. That's the answer. That's the first non-game app to reach $10 billion in revenue generation. And they've done that at a really fast pace, faster than some of the game apps as well. So Eman, that's well done. Back again into the lead. Another 10 points coming your way. And Ashish, that's a -5. Now we'll place TikTok. And we go to T down. That's a 6-letter answer. Here's my question. The story continues. At $8 billion behind TikTok, which non-game app is number 2 on the list? Starts with the letter T. On the buzzer is Eman. Yes, Eman.
Again, taking a guess, is it Twitch?
Is incorrect. That's a -5, Eman. I'll pass the question now to Vikas.
I'm guessing this is Tinder.
Indeed. Tinder, that's the answer. So TikTok, Tinder, YouTube. That's the order of top 3 non-game apps with the most amount of revenue generated. That's very well done, Vikas. A lovely answer to get back into positive ways in this quiz. So that's 10 points to you, Vikas. After that, -5 earlier, and a -5 to Eman on this one. I think, Eman, you're still maintaining your lead. Right, we'll move on. Here's question number, right, we'll place Tinder in the crossword, and we go to O across from takeover. Here's my question. Calling himself the Chief Clarity Officer or Solutions Officer, this is an excerpt from an interview with the founder of which startup? So which founder startup calls himself Chief Clarity Officer or Solutions Officer, and this is his justification? On the buzzer is Rajarshi. Yes, Rajarshi.
I will say Oyo. Oyo rooms.
Oyo, not
Yes.
Ola.
No, I'm just tossing between the two, but I strongly feel it's
And you picked
Oyo.
the correct one. That is correct. That's the answer. This is Oyosh Ritesh Agarwal,
Agarwal.
who calls himself the Chief Solutions Officer or Chief Clarity Officer, because, in summary, he basically says that, when he was starting out, people were mostly confused. So he decided, instead of identifying as a founder, he'd rather solve problems of the partners, of the employees, of everybody involved in the ecosystem. That's why he calls himself a Chief Solutions Officer or a Chief Clarity Officer. That's 10 points to Rajarshi this time. That's well done. We'll place Oyo and we go to E across. There's an R somewhere in the middle. Here's my question. Look at the visual. So 6 and 3, 2 words. Here's my question. The desire for software developers to take credit for the work they create was a major factor in helping to define the shape of an often seen software surprise. One of the first ones, developed by a programmer in the video game Adventure, because Atari had a track record for not crediting their developers. He later admitted this lack of credit sharing is why the company came down with everyone quitting. What act of protest was it? On the buzzer is Vikas.
This is Easter eggs. Easter egg.
Lovely. It is indeed Easter egg. That's the answer. Created by Warren Robinett. If you can read it from top to down, it says created by Warren Robinett. So because he said that Atari doesn't really give credit to developers, so he decided to put in that Easter egg within the game itself. That's a lovely answer there, Vikas. Gets you another 10 points for that one. That's very good. And that brings us to the end of this round as well. End of the first half of tonight's performance. However, we won't rest now. We will march forward to round number 3, where we'll test how well they know what they think they know well. It's also a round where loose change points here and there will also help resolve ties, if any, at the end. It's time for round 3. Just like Thursday was Clues Day, even Friday today is Clues Day. Every day is Clues Day. 5 questions, all on the buzzer. You have to give me the overall answer. You have to solve the question. Give me the overall answer first, followed by each individual part, only if you give me the right overall answer. I'll give you as much as 30 seconds per question, and 3 different players would be allowed to hit the buzzer and answer, provided the question is alive. You can't solve the part answers first. First, you'll have to give me the overall answer. Only then will I let you solve for part answers. There's 1 point for every part answer you identify correctly. Overall answer, plus 10, minus 5. There's no negative for incorrect part answers. Right, so we'll start. Here's, just 1 second. Yeah, here's question number 1. You'll have 30 seconds of time to solve each of these. Keep your pen papers handy. Here's my question. Just one Nobel laureate. On the buzzer is Ashish. Yes, Ashish.
I'll say John Nash. So Nash, N-A-S-H.
That is incorrect. That's a minus 5 to Ashish. We'll go to Shantanu.
I'll say NASA.
That is correct. Shantanu, would you like to break it down?
That is physics wala, the last thing. Fourth
Physics
option.
wala.
Yeah, Alak Pandey from physics wala. The
All right, that's 1 point.
ISB. The
That is
institute.
1 point. 2 points.
And for the is the shoe brand Zephyr?
That's incorrect. You want to give me the second one?
I don't know.
All right, so you've given 2 correct. That's fine. So well done, Shantanu. 10 plus 2, you get 12 points. Well done. The other 2 answers that I was looking for.
Ajay, can we go for?
No, he's already answered.
But the two are remaining, right? The first one
No,
is
those are
Mizuno.
not on the buzzer. It's the overall answer that's on the buzzer.
Okay.
The other are bonuses.
Okay.
Right? The part answers are bonuses for 1 point additional for every correct. Only to the person who gives the right answer. So that's Mizuno, Azure by Microsoft, ISB Indian School of Business, and Alak Pandey of Physics Wala, which is now PW. They don't identify as Physics Wala anymore. So that's PW. So those were the answers that I was looking for. NASA indeed, not Nash. You came close, Ashish. So in all these years of NASA operating, they've only received one Nobel Prize. That was a 2006 Nobel Prize in Physics by John C. Mather. So that's 12 points to Shantanu, -5 to Ashish, who came very close. We'll move on to question number 2. New award in food security, sustainability, and healthcare. Rajarshi goes for it. Yes, Rajarshi.
I think there was a rush of blood. I'll say HSCCP.
That is incorrect.
I got it incorrect. Sorry.
That's a -5, Rajarshi.
Yep.
Still 7 seconds.
Can I go for the part ones?
Nope.
Okay.
Only if you're right. It's a bonus, Rajarshi. Right, Rajarshi. Now have at it. Now you can do whatever. Time's up.
Second one is Doglapan.
Okay,
by
that's
Ashwini
correct.
Grover. And sorry, I'm.
All right. So you just said Doklapan. Did you give anything else? No.
No. I'll
Okay. Anyway.
pass
Okay, Rajarshi, one more time. The bonuses are only for the person who gets the overall answer right. The bonuses
Okay.
are not available on the buzzer. Right? Okay. So that's a -5,
But
Rajarshi,
no one
on
has
this
buzzed for
question.
it. Yeah.
The breakup was, this is the Tata Transformation Prize, TaskRabbit, Doglapan, Wilfredo Pareto, and Silk Air. Right. So this is the Tata Transformation Prize in association with, powered by New York Academy of Sciences. So this is a new award that they've launched recently. The first one was this year. -5, Rajarshi. We'll move on to the next one. Here's number 3. Raghuram Rajan's legacy. On the buzzer is Vikas. Yes, Vikas.
I'm going with RBI.
Raghuram Rajan's legacy, RBI. I'm afraid, Vikas, and I'm sure you knew this one before you even said it. That's a -5. I'll go to Ashish.
This is IIT Delhi. So IIT.
That is incorrect. That's a -5. Ashish goes to Himanshu.
Also thinking of RBI.
Himanshu, are you answering? Your audio is too low.
I was also thinking about the RBI.
All right, that's not correct. So that's a -5 to all three of you, all the three from Billai, not all the three, but 3 out of 4 from Billai, collecting a negative. That's a -5 Vikas, -5 Ashish, -5 Himanshu. Rajarshi, you were next on the buzzer, but I can't let you answer for points.
Fine,
but if you still want to go for it, feel free.
Yeah, the last one is Spotify. That's I can't figure out.
No, but what's the overall answer? What is Raghuram Rajan's legacy? No?
No, even I was thinking of RBI, to be honest.
No,
That was
not
the first
RBI. That
hunch.
wouldn't be his
No.
legacy. No, that's
No,
something
it's not.
predating him since forever. The answer that I was looking for is perhaps it's something that you're all familiar with. UPI.
Oh,
This is UPI is what I was looking for. That was launched in the last few, it was perhaps the last thing that Raghuram Rajan contributed to while still in the RBI in 2016 when it was launched. So Raj Kundra, he wrote that book, How Not to Make Money, Pygmalion Effect, and Spotify. That gives you the U, P, and I. So those were the 3 answers that I was looking for. This is UPI. That's -5 to players 6, 4, and 5. Each one of them getting a negative. Question number 4. This is current affairs. Nordic Union's common enemy. Ten seconds. 5. And the time is up. I don't think anybody's shown any interest on this one. I'll have to close this. Perhaps a tricky one. So these days, what's happening is a lot of Nordic countries' labor unions are going up against a certain company, and that is Tesla. So that's Bluetooth, Drucker, Osborne, Rudolph Diesel, and Uncanny Valley. That's how you get Tesla. So what's been happening is, the unions are going against Tesla, and Elon Musk is very vocal against the formation of unions, and they've all collected together. So that's what this one was about. Nobody getting this one. We'll move on to the final question for round number 3. Here's number 5. Who's breaking it, NCLT or ED? On the buzzer is Himanshu, who's gone for it already. Yes, Himanshu, what's your overall answer first? Himanshu, I need an answer. Himanshu, no answer. That's a -5 to Himanshu. I'll move on to Rajarshi. Yes, Rajarshi.
Yeah, I will say this is Byju's.
That is correct. Indeed, Byju's
Yeah.
now collect 1 point each.
The first one is Blue Tokai.
That's correct.
The third one is Steve Jobs.
That is correct.
Fourth one, I think, is Truecaller.
That is correct.
And the last one is DBS, Development Bank of Singapore.
That is correct. There's one missing, the second one.
Okay, that's why I have no idea. Can't figure that out. Sorry.
All right, so that's 4 correct and a +10 for the overall answer. That's very well done, Rajarshi. Almost the entire answer you got your way, but barring that one little one that you missed out on. And I deliberately gave an X there because, X generally doesn't find mention in a lot of things. So, no? Still no, Rajarshi? Anyway, so that's 14 points to you, Rajarshi. That's well done. That is X-ray, right?
Oh.
That's X-ray is what I was looking for. So that's, so that's X-ray Byju's. And this is, from a recent, quite a few reports recently that have come about, which speak of Byju's struggling against the NCLT or even the Enforcement Directorate. So that's 14 points to Rajarshi to bring an end to that very exciting third round. That's it for Clues Day. Superb, absolutely delightful last 10 minutes, not just for me and the viewers, but for the players themselves, making each other uneasy with their calm demeanor and deep dive into the treasure trove of knowledge. Loved every bit of it, thrilled to bits. And so I get that the mind needs to regroup a bit before the final flourish. So we'll take a break, scores and the final round on the other side. Right, welcome back to taking a look at the scoreboard before we head into the final round. And for now, the scores are as follows. Shantanu is currently third with a score of 22. Rajarshi is leading with a score of 49. Then we have Eman with a score of 35 and currently second. Then the other three from Bhela is struggling a bit. Ashish on -10, Himanshu on -10, and Vikas getting back into the positive ways with some right answers. He moves up to 10, but still some distance between those on the podium for now and those not on the podium. It's like two layers of oil and water, some distance between them. All three bunched closely with each other on either side of the division. So that's 22, 49, 35 are the first, second, and third, and then -10, and 10. We move on now to our final round. Here's triple trouble. This is the final round. There are going to be 6 questions, all on the buzzer, 15 seconds of time per question. Points default gets you 10 points if you're right, -5 if you're wrong. However, you have an option of saying step up or step down. Step up if you're super confident of the answer. Step down if you're not too confident, but you still don't want to let the answer go waste. So you can say step down. If you're wrong on step down, -2. If you're wrong on step up, that's a -10. Right, so keep that in mind before you decide to step up and step down. And please, my request, allow me to repeat after you whether you've decided to step up or step down. But if you jump straight into the answer without even taking a pause after unmuting yourself, then you're playing for default. The first 3 questions will have no visuals. The final 3 questions will have visuals accompanied with some text. And so in all the 6 cases, in all the 6 questions, you have to listen to me very carefully. And the moment you hit the buzzer, I stop reading the question anymore. And whoever's hit the buzzer, I ask you to unmute and give the answer. If your answer is incorrect, and if there's nobody else on the buzzer, I continue to read the question till I'm done, or if somebody else interrupts, and we'll continue to repeat this exercise till 15 seconds have lapsed after I'm done reading the question. If you're all set, 120 points to be won. We'll start with our first of 6 questions. Here's question number 1. Excerpt from the New Yorker article profiling the giants of BCCL. On the buzzer is Rajarshi. Rajarshi, step up, step down. What are you doing? You're muted, Rajarshi.
I'll step down.
Okay, and you will say?
List.
Too much time?
Listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange.
Listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. That's incorrect. That's a -2 to Rajarshi. Question goes to Shantanu. Step up, step down.
Step down.
Step down.
This is how Economic Times was born. Samir Jain is of Times of India. So Financial Times came in. That's how that was the reason why Economic Times was.
This is the birth of Economic Times. That is incorrect. That's a -2 to Shantanu. I'll continue for the others. So in the article profiling the giants of BCCL, they said, when the salmon-colored Financial Times prepared to expand into the Indian market, Samir Jain worried that it would undercut his salmon-colored Economic Times. So in 1993, what did Samir Jain do? On the buzzer is Vikas.
I would step down.
Okay.
So he made it in the yellow, pinkish color or the yellowish color, the color which is there right now for the Economic Times.
So he changed the color of Economic Times. That is incorrect. That's a -2 Vikas, although a nice guess. I'll move on to the next one on the buzzer, and that is Eman. Yes, Eman.
I'll also step down. I was going to say the same thing, salmon pink color, something like that.
So you don't have anything else to say? Which means I'll have to give you a -2 as well. Eman, well done on stepping down. At least stopped your loss. So that's a -2 Eman, -2 Vikas, -2 Rajarshi, -2 Shantanu. So what they did was, when Financial Times decided that they'd like to come to India so as to protect their market share and ensure that Economic Times continues to remain the premier paper in the business papers, what BCCL did, or what Samir Jain did, was they registered the term Financial Times in India as a trademark of their own company, so that Financial Times cannot come to India with the same name. If they do come to India, they'll have to use a different name. That's what they did. And in fact, Financial Times itself reported this in their own newspaper. I couldn't find much about it. The latest I could find was still at least until 2012. It's something that's going on in the courts still. So Financial Times filed a case against them, and perhaps it's an ongoing battle. I couldn't really find if it was resolved. But till about 10 years ago, the battle is ongoing. And in fact, this is an article earlier from this year. Financial Times also is talking about it. So not just third-party publications. Right. So that's -2 to 4 of you. Not a lot of negatives. So that's fine. I don't think you're not, I hope you're not too bothered. We'll move on to the next one. Here's number 2. In 1957, the BBC television program Panorama broadcast a segment about a supposed spaghetti harvest in Switzerland, showing people picking spaghetti strands. On the buzzer is Ashish.
I'll step up.
Step up.
Okay. And this is the first of a kind where April Fool's Day was, some pranks, brands using April Fool's Day to prank or say something which is, which doesn't make sense, so something like that. So basically they said, so April Fool's Day branding is something that I'll say.
All right. My question. In 1957, the BBC television program Panorama broadcast a segment about a supposed spaghetti harvest in Switzerland, showing people picking spaghetti strands from trees. Many viewers believed the report and contacted the BBC to ask how they could grow spaghetti trees, but they were left dismayed when BBC did not respond to them. This was one of the earliest corporate-led attempts at what? Your answer, Ashish, on a step up is that this was one of the first corporate-led April Fool attempts. That is perfect. That's lovely. That's very well done, Ashish. You didn't see a lot. Not a lot was revealed before you decided to step up. So well done on getting this one. So that's 20 points to you. That's very good. Now we'll move on to question number 3. What list of 12 announced last month? On the buzzer is Ashish again.
I'll step up again.
Step up again.
So this is the list of the new sharks in the Shark Tank India thing. So new shark list of all new sharks in Shark Tank India. The next
My question, what list of 12 announced last month and will be seen next month includes all these names that you see: Vinita Singh, Namita Thapar, Deepinder Goyal, Varun Dua, Ronnie Screwvala, etc., etc. All of these people. Ashish says upcoming judges in Shark Tank India. That is indeed correct. That's the answer. Stepped up. Gets you 20 points again. So back-to-back 20 pointers for Ashish. Although I'm not too sure, but I'm sure it brings him into contention for winning this quiz. That's very well done, Ashish. Just 2 questions is what it took. And this crazy competition takes another twist. And this time it's Ashish who's celebrating getting 40 points on the last 2 questions. We'll move on now to question number 4. You'll start seeing some visuals. But before I move on to question number 4, let me give you some build-up. So listen to this carefully. Coffee wars or caffeine wars between coffee chains since the turn of the century have involved Starbucks on one side fighting against challenges from McDonald's in 2000, then Dunkin' Donuts in the early 2010s, and then the Tim Hortons Burger King combined post the merger. Now here's the question. But globally, over the last 5 years, it has indulged in this war against which Chinese upstart, whose success has led to China becoming the country with the most coffee shops, pushing US to number 2. On the buzzer is Shantanu. Stepping up, stepping down.
I'll step up.
Step up.
I think it's called Lucky Coffee, Lucky Coffee.
You want to spell it for me?
Yeah, L-U-C-K-Y or L-U-C-K-Y. Lucky Coffee.
Shantanu, I'll give you half the points. You were almost there and there's nobody else after you on the buzzer. Okay. So I'll give you half the points. Shantanu, I'm using my discretion. You said lucky, but it's Luckin Coffee. You're almost there. Perhaps it's the pronunciation or whatever, but I'll give you half the points. Instead of a 20, I'll give you a 10. Right? Since there was nobody else on the buzzer, had there been somebody else on the buzzer, I would have taken the question to them and that would be that. Right? So that's 10 points to Shantanu on that one. In my own understanding, I've been very lenient, but anyway, I'll move on. Here's question number 5. So you'll see now there's no build up to this one. You'll see it on screen. Here's question number 5. If these are the top 3, along with some amounts written against their name, in a list that rounds up its top 10 on the buzzer is Ashish. Step up, step down, Ashish.
I'll say I'll step down. I'll step down.
Step down.
So this is highest remuneration for a company's CEO.
Is incorrect. That's a -2, Ashish. Question goes to Vikas.
I'll step down. This is I was going to say the donation they have made or for to charity.
Is incorrect. That's a -2, Vikas. I move on to Shantanu. Shantanu, step up, step down.
I'll step down.
Step down. And
Say
give an
that-
answer.
Yeah. This is the amount that they have lost last year.
Amount they've lost last year. In what? In whatever it
Yes.
might be, that would be wrong because that's not it. So that's a -2 Shantanu, -2 Vikas, -2 Ashish. I'll complete my question. If these are the top three and they are Om Prakash Bhatt, Adil Zainul Bhai, and Shikha Sharma in a list that rounds up its top 10 with Kiran Mazumdar Shaw with 3.8 crores. What is this list with 3.3 crores? What is this list of? This is the list of highest paid independent directors. This is the list of highest paid independent directors. Those were the top three, and Kiran Mazumdar Shaw wrapping up the top 10. Those were the people I was looking for. That's a -2 to three of you, Ashish, Vikas, and Shantanu. And that's the end of question number 5. We'll move on to the final question on your screen now. While the parent organization has raked in $1.5 billion surplus, as informed by a minister in the parliament, a foreign sovereign entity has signaled an interest of over 3 times that amount in one of its biggest properties. On the buzzer is Vikas. Stepping up, stepping down.
Yeah, I would step up. I will
Step
say
up.
LIC.
LIC, that is incorrect. That's a -10 to Vikas. Question goes to Ashish. Step up, step down.
Can I have a scores before that? Okay, I'll
No, Ashish, I need an answer.
okay, I'll answer. I will step up and I'll say IPL.
You'll say IPL. All right. There's nobody else on the buzzer after you. My question is, while the parent organization has raked in $1.5 billion surplus, as informed by a minister in the parliament, a foreign sovereign entity has signaled an interest of over 3 times that amount in one of its biggest properties, valuing it a little less than 3 times its current valuation. What is it that I'm speaking of? Ashish, you wanted to take a look at the scores. I don't know for what joy, because if you've stepped up, perhaps you're super confident. What ecosystem values doubles? This is the IPL. That is the answer that I was looking for. With IPL garnering interest from Saudi Arabia, and with the current valuation is about $11 billion. Saudi Arabia is saying that they'd like to infuse approximately $5 billion at a $30 billion valuation. So that, Ashish, gets you your 20 points, and I don't know what that means for the overall score. On that note, we will bring an end to the West Zone final. So much was possible in the West Zone. It was the challengers from Bhilai against the Bin There, qualified that from Avid Learning and Fujitsu. It's ebbed and flowed one way to the other until it didn't and went in somebody's way. Who's that somebody? We don't know. What's the final standing like? We'll know on the other side of this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the part where we tittle every I, cross every T. That is the declaration of winners who qualify into the final on the scoreboard. First, a little bit of encouragement for those who fought and fought hard but fell short. That's Shantanu from Avid Learning with a score of 28. Then is Eman Ali, who started strong but eventually couldn't finish very well towards the very end. He finishes with a score of 33. Then is Himanshu from Bhilai with a score of -10, and Vikas from Bhilai with a score of -4. All of you fought and fought hard but fell short, not because of your lack of awareness, but perhaps, and I wouldn't even say a lack of experience, because you're all very experienced quizzers. It is those pressure situations which make you all behave in funny ways. Sometimes the answers are right in front of you, but it just escapes. A couple of examples we saw. As Rajarshi claimed that Nike was pronounced as, that he thought he read it as Nike, but then he said it IKEA. And as Shantanu did, he knew Luckin, but he said lucky. So answers are always there towards the very end. However, the good part with experience is that it can be gained with experience. But for our two winners, starting with second place, assuring himself of a spot in the final to go with those 15,000 rupees, like last year and the year before, he has really made the West Zone a territory of his own. Congratulations yet again, Rajarshi Chanda from Fujitsu, but sixth in the national final in 2021, sixth in the national final in 2022. 2023 expects better from you and the West Zone. Very well done there, Rajarshi, although missing out, and as opposed to the earlier years, when you would arrive at second place, slingshot your way into second place, this time there's somebody else who's eclipsed you and pushed you below into that second place. But nevertheless, very well done. Third second place in a row for Rajarshi. Congratulations. And of course, our winner, a spot in the final, along with a handsome cash prize of rupees 25,000 rupees. I said that he's a debutant at Udaan, but he's a quizzer par excellence, and he really saved his best for the last, accumulating as many as 58 points in that last round, winning by the barest of bare margins, just by the skin of his teeth. 1 point on that last answer. Winning with 48 points is Ashish Agarwal from Sale Bhilai. Well, congratulations, both of you, Ashish as well as Rajarshi. The two of you will have the privilege of seeing each other's faces in the national final too. I added a little bit of twist towards the very end to that lame joke of mine. So this was the West Zone final of the 13th Udaan Business Leadership Quiz, organized by Steel Authority of India Limited, National HRD Network Ranchi Chapter, and National HRD Network, facilitated by me, Ajay Punya. So after a terrific Thursday and fabulous Friday of quizzing, we'll take the holiday break and find ourselves amidst intense quizzing action, same time on the 28th, as among others, two former national runner-ups will joust in the North Zone final, followed by two former national champions getting head-to-head in the South Zone final on 29th. I'll see you on both those days. That's all for tonight. Good night, Merry Christmas, and nothing else, because I will see you two more times before the new year. Bye-bye and enjoy the long weekend.